Hey, everybody, welcome back to the channel here. It's the Mac. Welcome back to a showcase of a game from Wargame Design Studio here. We got Modern Campaigns, Korea 85. It's the game of the week, so it's on sale. I haven't actually showcased that many Modern Campaigns games on the channel. I've done the Fold the Gap, I think, but this is a very interesting title. It's sort of a bit of a forgotten gem in the catalog there. So first of all, I want to thank Wargame Design Studio for giving me a review copy of the game, so we can go through it and show you guys if you're interesting. So you have this whole week to ponder. We're actually halfway through the week, but still to decide if you want to get this game through the weekend or something and try it out. It's very special. It's very unique in the take on things. Right, so I've already gone over it before on the channel. Modern campaigns systems. I think I did that Fold the Gap. So it's it's the same engine, same game, same mechanics, and same year as well. It's in 1985. But you are fighting between the North Koreans and the South Koreans, Republic of Korea, with some American forces there, of course. So this is a hypothetical game. It's based on exactly like the Fold the Gap games are. It's a what if the Warsaw, or in this case, the North Koreans, backed by the Russians and Chinese, of course, would have attacked, made an all-out assault like they did in the 1950s. But this is 1985 with somewhat more modern weapons. Well, in 85 standard, not today, but still. So it's a pretty cool game, man. It's packed with a lot. I think it's over 70 scenarios in this game, depicting this, what if situation. So obviously there's a couple of campaigns that comes with it. It's actually only one campaign, but it has different variations and different takes and different elements added into it. There is not a heck of a lot of documentation that comes to this game, actually. Surprisingly, there's for instance no almighty notes, but there is different maps. There's just some specific manuals for some campaigns that comes with it. And getting started, of course, which is actually very outdated. This game has not received like the latest love. It's been upgraded for sure, but it hasn't received like the latest boosts that the other, especially the campaigns, the modern campaigns have received. But so this has been somewhat forgotten here. But as you can see, if you for instance, if you open up the getting started, you have to excuse me. I'm actually bringing a cold, so my nose trying to fight back sneezing. So as you could tell, this is old, man. It's very outdated, and it's very small as well for being getting started. There's not much to go on here. It's pretty straightforward. It's like, the go over it very basically, but enough to play the game for sure. But it's very outdated. But they got to get around to this. Get this upgraded for sure. User manual is the same. That's from all the games. This is the latest one that they've made. So it's all with all the latest rules and explanations and pictures and stuff. So it's all up to date. Then they have let's just look at the scenarios for a while. So you have the getting started, right? It just says the getting started is it's now the second day of the North Korean offensive, and North Korean forces have broken through the forward South Korean defensive line. As the North Korean forces approach Munsan, the American 2nd Division is released in order to counterattack. So that's basically the story of that. Then they have this is the original campaign that came with the game back in the day when it was released. This is from Tiller and Williams that made this campaign. It's 180 turns. It's the original. It's called the Frontier of Freedom. So uh, basically, you could probably pause the video and read this, but this is what the attack is all about. So I'm just gonna after 10 bloody days of conflict between NATO and the Warsaw Pact in Central Europe, North Korea seized the opportunity to attack its neighbor during a period of global strife. So this is actually taking part at the same time as the other titles, but this is like they're doing a preemptive strike here now. They're taking the opportunity there. With the majority of the U.S. military assets fixed in the war in Europe, North Korea makes preparations for a well-orchestrated invasion. At 3 o'clock on the 15th of June, artillery batteries released a thunderous volley that can be heard for miles as the North Koreans People's Army surged across the demilitarized zone into the Republic of Korea. At the same moment, secret North Korean tunnels had been dug under the deep sea open, releasing columns, tanks, troops behind enemy lines. Soon after the amphibious units landed in South Korea's breaches. So, man, this is a full-fledged attack here. Then they have a variant. So this is actually a reviewed of this. So this is like a modernized one. So this is a variant of the original Tiller and Williams campaign. So this is Cesar Indragnir Libra. Let's open the file here. I think it's this one here. Yeah, Cesar Libran Moreno. So many years have passed since Korea 85 game was released. It received the quality revision by Volcano Man that improved the original stock campaign. So there's going to be a lot of Volcano Man improved scenarios, and those alternate scenarios are going to be like a bunch of them of all the original scenarios where he's reviewed like units and like what was not possible before, and how people used the game engine to their advantages and stuff. So he's sort of optimized it a bit. But this is since then new information and research have resurfaced. This mod is a variant based on the main campaign scenario with the new sources and research applied. So here's more like a story. They got house rules if you're playing with like a human opponent. So this here's actually a shitload of information here about this. They put down a lot of work into this. You can tell. So there's actually a whole document about that, which is cool. And then they have this one here. This is the variant of this as well. It's the edited by Ed Volcano Man. Let me just double check that. Edited by Williams, it says. But this is the old version. So yeah, additional information can be found in the K85 alternate campaign chases doc in the directory. So this actually applies to where is it here? All the scenarios. So you've seen this before. It used to be part of the games before. It's the Volcano Man's alternate. He has alternate rules for the scenarios. Plus, he's gone in and edited like units and stuff. Like helicopters are different. You got to be careful. And before in this doc, I think you could sort of fly behind enemy lines unhindered and just behave and just occasionally drive back and get some resupplies. Nothing could basically touch your choppers. But now they're very vulnerable to AA fire and stuff. You got to be really careful. With choppers and stuff. So. He's fixed that. He says most artillery is now less effective against more modern armored targets. So, he's gone over anti-tank guided missiles, some changes to defense values, heart attack ratings, bunch of stuff. This is probably what you should be playing. It's so fun playing the old ones as well, but they've gone over it, which is probably a good idea. Then they have this. So this is a different take. This is if the Chinese intervened. So you see it's a whopping 334 turns. So it's pretty big. And this is if the Chinese get involved as well. yeah. The length of the scenario is also extended beyond July 10th of the original campaign, right? All right, so they have Chinese units. This is just Chinese intervention, it says. Yeah. And then they have an alternate of that, which is the with the alternate rules. And then they have this, which is a alternate campaign based on the first one, but with additional North Korean forces. So the North Korean side receives the 6th and the 8th Corps that were previously left to guard the North Korean coast. So they have 2 more corps at their disposal. So that's that's probably a very hard one with all the units to get. And then there's an alternate of that. And then they break it up, then they all copy. So this is just covering the first Corps. So we can open up. Let's open up like the stock one, the original one. Just have a look at it. Right, so you make strategic decisions as well. You do that in some of the big scenarios. You choose what kind of reinforcements you want. So this one there's an amphibious operations, right? You could choose if you want a landing on the Han estuary, north of Seoul, there's 10 reinforcements. If you want a west of Seoul, Ishon, 19 reinforcements. So you get to choose different. For this, we'll just choose something. And they have arrived. And then we have airborne operations. If you want to land just behind the DMC, 13 reinforcements, or airborne landing to secure the bridges over the Han River. This probably sounds good. Let's do that. And they have arrived. And then they have the usual, all the information. Right, here we go. Look at the size of this thing, man. So here you have it. You have the DMC, and you have North Korea there and South Korea. And these are all the forces here. So this is huge, this is massive here. There's not many forces in the back here, as you can see. Is Seoul here? Oh, it's further south. All right, but there... Xinju? Here's Seoul, sorry. I thought it was in the south there. All right, so here's the... wow, look at this. Look at all the forces here. It's nuts. Right, so you can see what they're facing here. There's a lot of units coming down here. So it's going to be a massive attack. And they probably have shitload of artillery as well. What kind of defenses do they have here? So they have trenches. Probably don't have any pillboxes. Maybe it would be some places with pillboxes. Otherwise, it's just trenches, which is, really bad defense, considering the artillery and the manpower coming down. But as you can see here, yeah. So what were we talking about? We're talking about. So they, the first Corps basically. So they will be this scenario for 10 days with war rage in Europe and the Warsaw Pact when the North Koreans attacked. Perhaps the most important push was in this sector, where the first Corps of the Korean Republic Army was poised for double thrust in Seoul, with the main drive crossing Freedom Bridge along MSR-1 down the Western Corridor. The ROK was fortunate to be able to call an assets to the 2nd Infantry Division to Fort. Yeah, so 2nd Infantry Division is actually pretty close. There's a first Corps. Let's just see if we can find the first Corps. So that scenario would play out probably around here somewhere. Let's see here what we got here. So we need to find those big. This is the 2nd Infantry Division here. Parts of it, at least. Wonder where the headquarters would be. 2nd Infantry Division's headquarters. Here it is. Alright. There it is. Divisional headquarters. The 2nd Infantry Division. 8th Army. Yeah, so they're close. They're right down here. So the first Corps would be here, maybe? No. That's not the first. Here's the first Corps, probably. Yeah, here it is. All right. So this would probably depict the sector here. This attack right here. So that's how they divide it up. Look at the size of this thing, man. It's pretty big. We have the 30th Infantry Division here, left flank. We have 25th, center there. We have the 9th. Different brigades. We have forces on this island. Wonder where those reinforcements came that well, I don't know. What's this? This looks kind of unique, this force. Oh, they look pretty elite, these guys. These are Marines. 2nd Marine Division. Yeah, they got quality B. And 48 tanks. Yeah, these are the standard best tanks at the time for the Americans there. 8th Army Headquarters is civil. Yeah, so 1st Corps there, alright. Yeah, so that would probably be the case. If I open that, for instance, this one here, 18 turns. No. Alright. Yeah, you would probably get that snippet right there. Yeah, that's it. And you'll be, taking this attack here and trying to fight them off and stop them. Not that big forces here. That must be just be like half a company or something. Pretty small. We've probably 3 companies there. 138 men. It's a battalion. Yeah, three companies would be a battalion. All right. Yeah. So you would probably get here we have the 5th Corps. Where's that? For 10 days. Blah blah blah. It was the 5th Corps task on the left flank of the 1st Corps to cross the DMZ, drive south. Oh, so this is from the North Korean perspective. It probably is. While the 1st Corps held the assignment of the direct route to Seoul, it would also face much of the opposition along the coastal plain. It was the 5th Corps task on the left flank of the 1st Corps to cross the DMZ and drive south along the Corps. Okay, let's just see what that one looks like. Okay, so that is... Here we go, 5th Corps there. Yeah. Wow, look at that. That's big. What's defending here? What kind of forces do we have here? We have 7th Corps, I guess. 6th Corps. That's a big one. Yeah, so this is probably meant to be played as the to attack down here. What are these North Korean forces? We got 35th Infantry, right? They got some pretty lousy values. Wow, look at them, 1812. They got a lot better weapons, but they do have the manpower. It's 500, a pop here. You got a good old rocket battery there. Yeah, look at all these infantry forces. 500. It would always probably be like a battalion. It would be 3 battalions to a regiment. Wow. All right. Here we go. They have some self-propelled artillery here. Those S1 howitzers. Some Katyushka rockets there. First OP Echelon. Okay. It's pretty tough. Look at the guys. Some minefields. Not huge minefields, but like light minefields. Wow. You got TOW. Those anti-tank missiles. They got choppers and stuff. The North Koreans wouldn't have any choppers. I wonder if they have like airstrikes. They do. They got MiGs. Yeah. MiG 15s and MiG 17s. So, but they had some lousy. I mean, I think the Americans had a bit more air superiority, or the South Koreans. Right. So that's how it works. You know, they have divide them up into all these corps. Here's something. Ishon. As North Korean artillery barrage began to fall on the DMZ, elite North Korean special forces arrived on the beaches at Ishon. The plan is brutally simple. They must capture the port of Ishon and deny forces vast quantities of supplies. Where's that? Okay, it's right over there. Okay. So they're going to be landing here and fighting these guys. We're lightly defended, man. We do have some forces they can pull from the south here. We have the 8th Infantry Division here. We've got some American engineers. Alright. Some pretty cool scenarios here. And some a lot that's really doable as well. There are not that many turns, you see? I mean, look at that, 18 turns, 12 and stuff. So this is there's a lot of scenarios here. Han River, TTC corridor, D+3. Okay. Here's some different campaigns as well. What's this? Campaign Allied. North Korea's failure to completely destroy ROK forces along the DMZ in the opening stage of the conflict has allowed a large number of ROK forces to escape southwards. This was a major failure in the fulfillment of a critical objective in the North Koreans' doctrine to ensure a victorious invasion of South Korea. North Korea's supply lines are now becoming increasingly strained from the distance of supply units must travel from North Korea, as well as bombardment from Allied air power. To make matters worse, Seoul was not captured, thus preventing North Korean supplies from flowing freely along the major highways to the south. Alright. Different takes. You can see there's so many scenarios here. Wow. 37 days into the attack there. Here's something. The Frontier Freedom. Oh yeah, winter. Okay, so this is the winter variant to the standard campaign and corresponds with Fulda Gap 85 winter campaign variant. Cool. So they actually included that as well. That is some work. Nice. Desperate times. As the U.S. 1st Armored Division launched its assault in the west, the U.S. 3rd Infantry Division was moving north to rescue the critical situation around Wonju. Rapidly advancing Chinese forces had surrounded the ROK in the city of Wonju and threatened their destruction. It was desperate times for the 13,000 men of the ROK army as they struggled to hold off a flood of communist troops until the U.S. 3rd Infantry Division could relieve them. Let's have a look at some of the Chinese forces. Must be these yellow forces here. All right. Type 69 tanks, man. Yeah, look at this. Pretty cool. Yeah, so strictly hypothetical, man. Just fun to play. You know, this is what if. This is, what would have happened if this had pulled off, So this would be interesting to play. This is like the really reviewed one. You're going to have to do specific rules there and stuff. But let's just see what the difference is. All right, we're going to make some. So let's just do some decisions. All right. So this is like very much reviewed version of it. Well, right off the bat, it looks kind of the same, but what do we got here? USS Princeton. We got ships. Missouri. Cool. Light naval support. And naval support ships. That, you want to get them up to get some, naval support guns going. Cool. All these American infantry motorized. These guys on trucks. You've got some pretty good values there. You got these M901s tow. Pretty good system there. And the M109s. So those guys are motorized. We got some mechanized forces here with the M113. Cool. What kind of tanks we got here? Look at this. Chaparral. AA. '56. We have an armored battalion. Probably be a battalion or armored company, maybe. 56. M60A3s. Oh, there's artillery here. 1st Infantry Division. Deployed right here. Counterstroke, Very thinly held here. Wow, 500 men is not too bad. Those guys are pretty badasses there. These are Marines. Are they? Maybe not. Maybe not. These are Marines. Cool. Yeah. Hope you guys get a picture. So that's not much else is coming with the game. You have campaign maps. So this is like the plans, how they would attacked. Would surround the Seoul here. They would keep on going, smashing down, taking the coast there. What's this? Oh, this is where all the scenarios are located. That's pretty cool. So you get the picture of where it's taking place. I like it. Cool. And you basically don't have much left. I mean, I've showed you that's what comes with the game, except this here. Did I show you this? No. All right. So this is basically the almighty notes, but it's mostly telling you like a story of, what you like, building a picture of what is happening. So add some history as well. So these were the plans. So this is kind of interesting read, actually. I haven't read all of it, but it's pretty cool that they, The Second Korean War was one of the nastiest and bloodiest wars of the duration of the 20th century. The sheer ferocity of the attack, the intensity of troops and the battlefield terrain, and the use of mass infantry attacks by both sides resulted in tremendous casualties. In the end, it was the historical determinants of the battle that decided the outcome. Mass firepower and logistics. The companies failed to destroy the mass of defenders along DMZ, allowing the ROK forces to remain an army in being and reconstitute themselves further south. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, so I'm probably going to end it here. I'm going to pick a scenario to play, something fun. It would be interesting to see how it goes. See if I can find one that's is like an attack and advance scenario. It'd be fun to try to counterattack or something. I'll have a read and see what kind of cool scenarios we got here. But I just want to showcase this game, man. It's on sale now, so go in and if it sounds intriguing, get it. It's using the same modern campaign systems like the others, and it's just a great game. It seems really fun, and it's got all the good research of units and placements and everything. So check it out. I'm going to end it here. I'm going to trying to find a cool scenario for us to play. So I want to thank you for watching, man, and highlighting this game. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next episodes.